All right. So today's story is called Cowboy Slim and the Magic Cowboy Hat. Has anybody ever read this story before? I'm assuming you're all muted, but we're going to go ahead and get started. So, Tornado Slim and the Magic Cowboy Hat. This here is the story of Tornado Slim. It starts one fine day as Slim roused himself from an afternoon snooze. He had no idea what he was in for. "Afternoon, pardner," said a coyote. "Afternoon," Slim said warily. "Say, think you could do me a favor?" asked the coyote. "I've got this letter here for the sheriff of Fire Gulch City. I'd deliver it myself, but it's my wedding day. If I'm late, my fiancé will be right sore with me. What do you say?" Well, Slim stammered. I. Okay, interrupted the coyote. "You drive a hard bargain. I admit that. Let's say I sweeten the deal a bit and give you this here hat." "It sure is a fine looking hat," said Slim. "But I." The coyote quickly pushed the letter and the hat into Slim's hands. "I sure do appreciate it, partner. Now use the hat carefully, you hear?" Before Slim could say another word, the coyote was off. Seeing as he had nothing better to do, Slim decided to deliver the letter. When he finally staggered into a small town hours later, his feet felt ready to fall off. "Think I'll relax with an ice-cold sarsaparilla," he thought. Then Slim noticed all the commotion. Folks were scrambling about and shouting, "Better hightail it out of here, stranger. The dam's about to bust." Slim took off his hat and scratched his head. Then he saw it. Of all the rotten luck, water was bursting through the broken dam, and Slim was right in its path. "Oh boy," he muttered. Slim closed his eyes and gritted his teeth. But after a moment, he realized he was still standing. Not only that, he was bone dry. Slowly, he opened his eyes. The water was flowing right into the hat. What are you guys thinking? It is kind of like a magical hat, isn't it? So crazy. Slim heard cheering. It is weird, isn't it? Right? "Way to go, partner. You done saved our town." The townsfolk cooked up a feast of smoked ribs, corn on the cob, plenty of baked beans, 5-alarm chili, and a great big barrel of sarsaparilla. Slim could have stayed forever, eating free food and enjoying all the attention. But then he remembered the letter in his pocket. He set out again for Fire Gulch City. By the time he reached the next town, Slim's legs felt ready to come loose. "Whoo, boy," he thought, entering a saloon. "Sure could go for an ice cold sarsaparilla." But before he could bless the bar stool with his behind, he heard a shout. "Twister!" Everybody began to panic. Everybody except Slim. He had the hat. "Back in a moment, folks," he said, sauntering outside. Folks shouted, "What in blazes are you doing, stranger? You'll be blowed clear to Missouri." Slim walked straight toward the tornado until, whoosh! He spun around and around, something awful, faster and faster each time, dizzier than he'd ever been in his whole life. Slim grabbed the hat off his head. The tornado swirled right into it. Now on solid ground, Slim put the hat back on. Folks cheered. "You saved our town! That fella done took on a tornado." Another barbecue was prepared. There were smoked ribs, corn on the cob, plenty of baked beans, 6-alarm chili this time, and a great big barrel of sarsaparilla. Slim didn't stay too long, though. He had to get to Fire Gulch City. The coyote was counting on him. By the time Slim reached the next town, his whole body felt ready to crumble. But once again, the ice-cold sarsaparilla would have to wait because the matin hall's on fire, someone shouted. Hot dang, everywhere I go there's some kind of disaster, thought Slim as he ran toward the burning building. He held out the hat. This time, all the water from the dam gushed out until the fire was nothing but a few wisps of smoke. Slim could hear the familiar sounds of folks cheering. Then there was a scream. It's Smelly Jim! While everyone was distracted by the fire, Smelly Jim and his band of outlaws had robbed the bank. They were headed for their getaway wagon. Halt! Shouted Slim. What are you thinking? They did not stop. Probably not. You're probably right. Anyone else? What do you think Slim's going to do? Is there anything left in his hat that he could use? Because he already used the water from the dam to put out the fire. Is there anything left in his hat you think that he could use? What else did he put in his hat? The tornado, right? Yeah, he put the tornado in his hat. So, well, I don't know if the man is magical, but his hat sure is, huh? He had nearly caught up. What? Good idea. All right. So he had nearly caught up to the bandits when a gust of wind blew the hat off his head. The hat did a twirl through the air and landed right at Smelly Jim's feet. Thanks, partner, laughed Smelly Jim as he lowered the hat onto his head. The hat began to tremble. I wouldn't do that if I were you, Slim warned him. Before you could say sarsaparilla, the tornado shot out. Smelly Jim and his band of outlaws were whisked into the air. Round and round they went. Their cries could barely be heard over the roar of the wind. I'm gonna be sick! I want my mommy! The hat flew off of Smelly Jim's hand and headed right for Slim. As soon as Slim caught it, the tornado swirled back into it. The street was quiet. Smelly Jim lay face down in the water trough. Sprawled out around him was his band of outlaws. The townsfolk cheered as Slim led the bank robbers to jail. Nicely done, partner. You showed 'em. The mayor approached Slim. How do you like to be sheriff of our fine town? He asked. Me? Sheriff? Asked Slim. Sir, I'd be honored. Then you've got yourself a job, said the mayor. Now let's get that barbecue pit fired up, folks. Bart, how about a batch of that 7-alarm chili of yours? We've got some celebrating to do. There's just one thing, Slim said. I have to go to Fire Gulch City first. The mayor gave Slim a funny look. Shoot, son, this here is Fire Gulch City, he boomed. Are you kiddin'? Said Slim. I've got a letter here for the sheriff. Well then, said the mayor, I reckon that there letter is for you, 'cause you're the only sheriff we got. Last one left got married. How do you like that? Thought Slim. That coyote ran me ragged, and for what? To deliver a letter to myself. So who was the last sheriff? It says the last one left to get married. Do you remember who in the beginning got married? The coyote. Yeah, the coyote was the sheriff. All right, you ready to read the letter? So here's the letter that the coyote gave him to deliver basically to himself. Oh. Maybe. Well, okay, so the letter says, Dear Sheriff Slim, I know you're thinking you could have just opened the letter right when I gave it to you. Save yourself the trip. But it wouldn't have worked. You needed all that traveling and adventuring to get to where you are. just like I did when I first became sheriff. So congrats on the new job and take good care of that hat. It's been worn by sheriffs for a long while. I'll stop in and visit next time I'm in town. I've got some great wedding pictures to show you. All right, so